concept. When I talk about artificial intelligence and music,
Hmm.
I'm talking about right now.
I think though for this conversation, Jay, I would encourage you to keep it just to music,
Oh, it is. I'm only talking about music.
just music. And
Listen,
really,
listen, what I'm talking about is
yeah,
only music because there's no way I could mix up all of the different elements of AI in all the different areas that it exists in because the conversation would get too convoluted and too
mhm.
it would just be a mental mess.
Yeah. If
So
this
you
is
can
a
only
conversation about AI music and you have examples,
yeah.
which is
So
great
all I'm
example,
yeah, but I'm just
uh,
talking to you right
mhm,
now
yeah,
about all in every industry how smart these machines are going to get and how dangerous it's going to be to us.
yep. I remember I had a Palm. Remember the Palm phone?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
My
And
wi
the black
my daughter pulled it out just the other day. It's like, "Haha, look at this funny phone." Um,
I
no,
had
I mean,
the BlackBerry.
would you tell people that this is AI music?
You don't have to tell them.
No, but would you? You should.
No, I mean,
And if you don't,
I
then you're
think it.
lying and
I
cheating.
think it. Well, you wouldn't have to because they can hear it. See,
No.
yeah, that's perfection. The voices, right now, until AI learns more, it does certain things that it always does in the beginning of a vocal, and it's just there's
Yeah.
certain sounds and stuff, certain ways, even the resonance of it. I can hear like one day, a guy played a song on the radio on my station,
Mhm.
and I walked back to him and I said, is that AI?" And he said, "No, this is an artist named Whitner." And he showed him to me and he showed me the cover. And I said, "I believe that's AI.
Mhm.
It sounds like an AI." And so
You knew it.
I went back to my office and I Googled it and he said, "No, this is a real artist in the Netherlands named Whitner, Witna." So I went and I saw Whitner was a real artist. But then I saw and I said, "Is Whitner an AI?" And then it said Whitner Groove is an AI. So then I went to EMAC. Then I went the to the song that he played, and it was and it was said Whitner, but it was on Whitner Groove, and that's when I knew that he was AI. And I went back and told him, I said, "Hey man, you're playing an AI record. I could tell because of the resonance of it, and because it was all linear. There was nothing, even when it did something that was moving, it's set there. It's something that
But
music does, huh?
your jazz example that you played earlier,
Yeah.
I'm not a jazz aficionado, and I would have no idea that's jazz. That's artificial jazz.
Well, you
I
would.
so
I'm
it's
gonna tell
not
you. I'm gonna tell you when you would. Let
people
me tell
think.
you. Let me tell you when you would. When you played it against a jazz record, the resonance of it, the thinness of it, you'll hear
Well,
it.
that's yeah.
So that's when
Yeah,
you'll
okay,
hear.
do that.
So yeah, so that's when you'll hear it
Thinking about that.
because I'm not saying the sound. I'm saying the resonance of it, how it's compacted and everything. You will hear it up against a real record.
One, I thought that jazz song was too long. It was about a minute and a half, 2 minutes too long. Um, it was too perfect. "You're Marry Me," I think is a little too perfect. I mean, yeah, they changed the voice, they changed the arrangement a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I saw I did it so you can hear what AI does. Like so AI can be two things. It can be a tool or a crutch. Hey,
it's
Deborah.
a yeah,
No. Listen to me, Mike. Listen to me.
so
I want
torn.
I want you to listen to me. I want you to get out your emotions and just hear me. So it can be a tool or a crutch. For a
Yeah,
musician, it becomes a tool because you create music, you create the melody, you create everything, and then you ask AI to give it to you in other genres as a country western record, as a art. Don't listen. I want you to listen, not to say nothing. I want you to listen to hear.
I got a counter to what you just said.
No, you. That's what I'm saying, because you're not listening to listen. You're listening for a counter. Don't listen for a counter. Listen to hear.
Okay.
So, if I want to make it into a jazz record, an R&B record, or a pop record, or a country record, I can do it at no cost or low cost, because there's a tool that I can use. And then I can take that song, and if I want to send it to a country artist, I could send them that demo of the song. It didn't cost me like it would cost me to have to go to a studio and re-record each of those versions of it. I can use AI. That's a tool, because I'm not using the recording for anything other than to show the song, because I'm a songwriter, or I'm a producer saying, hey, I can produce it this way. It's when people start to use it as their recording, as their gift.
Right.
That's when it becomes a problem.
Okay, so that's what you did. You sent me a jazz riff. It was like 4 bars, 8 bars, whatever it was.
That's why I sent it to you,
But
because
you said earlier, I know, but I'm sorry, real quick, Jay. You said that if you come up with the melody, you come up with the rhythm, you come up with the lyrics, you put it into AI, it refines it. But that's not what you do with that.
Exactly. That's not what happened there. The AI did all the work.
You did it for your Will You Marry Me song, which was good.
I did all the work.
You did all that work, for sure.
Right. So
they made it pretty.
That's why I gave you 3 different examples, Mike, for you to hear how it works. I gave you one with just 15 seconds of a guy hitting the piano,
Mm-hmm.
and then putting it in AI and telling it what to do. I gave you another one where I gave you the composition, and AI created the composition in different styles of the same genre. And then I gave you one where I gave you 2 different rhythms to the same song. But the basic of the song is there, just to show you how AI works.
And I'm saying that this jazz example is a different argument than
No, you're not listening, Mike.
Oh no, I hear you.
No, it's not an argument. It's just showing you how somebody can put virtually nothing together and create a song, and that you can't differentiate. I mean, you can differentiate the two because they're so far apart. But when people create a song from what they created, it doesn't go so far apart from it that you can't differentiate the two. That's the point I was making. So it's no argument. And that's why I said you got to learn how to listen, not to look for the argument, because there's no argument. I'm just trying to show you how AI works, and why and when it becomes a tool versus when it becomes dangerous, where somebody leans on it and creates something that's not real because they didn't create it in the first place.
And that's what you did between the first and second. The first and second.
Yes. And it's 6:00.
Yep.
You ready, Mike?
Yeah, let me get this music. I got it earlier. Yeah. All right, 12-minute segment, another 12-minute segment, Jay King.
You got it.
The Jay King Show. Slide that button. Hit this. Here we go, Jay. In 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, make it good for you. My name is Jay King. Welcome to the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. We got a good one for you today. We're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. What does that mean? Where did it come from? How long have we been dealing with it? I'm not talking about artificial intelligence in any industry other than music tonight, because artificial intelligence is no longer a future concept. It's here, right now, writing songs, recreating voices, finishing unfinished compositions, and learning from decades of recorded music. But as AI accelerates, so does a central question for artists, composers, and rights holders. Who owns creativity in the age of the machine? And that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Jay King. I am the president and CEO of the California Black Chamber of Commerce. I am the leader and creator of the group Club Nouveau, best known for our hits like Jealousy, Situation Number 9, Why You Treat Me So Bad, and our Grammy Award winning Lean On Me. I also do radio at 97.5 FM KDEE in Sacramento. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I do a music show from 3 to 5 p.m. called Traffic Jams. On Mondays, I do a talk show called Politics with Keisha Matthews from 1 to 2:45 p.m. And Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. on J King Network, I do a show called Kings in the Morning. You can find us on on YouTube under J King Network and on Facebook on J King Network. I am a songwriter and producer. And tonight, I'm going to take this conversation as slow as possible. I'm going to slow it down to explore history, law, music, technology, and ethics. And ask whether creativity itself can be owned. Is AI a tool like the drum machine or the sampler? Or is it something fundamentally different? Does it threaten the livelihoods of musicians? Or does it democratize creativity? And a question that is probably one of the most urgent questions we must ask is what happens to copyright? What happens to authorship and artistic identity when a machine can imitate human expression almost perfectly? So to understand today's discussion, we need context. You see, artificial intelligence didn't appear overnight. Long before AI, long before it was composing melodies, technology was already reshaping music. It from the player piano to what became multi-track recording, from synthesizers to drum machines, from sampling to autotune, every generation believed this technology would end music as we know it. People forget that when sampling emerged in hip hop, it was considered theft. There were a lot of lawsuits. Artists were accused of stealing creativity. But look at us. Sampling became one of the most important artistic innovations of the 20th century, the late 20th century. But when I think about AI differs in one critical way. It doesn't just manipulate sound. It learns from it, and it learns style. Modern AI models are trained on vast data sets, thousands, sometimes millions of recordings. They don't copy songs directly, but they statistically learn song patterns, chord progression, melodic phrasing, vocal tone, and rhythmic feel. And that takes us to the first fault line. Is it learning or copying? You see, copyright law wasn't designed for machines. It was designed for humans. And at the core of copyright law, copyrights exist to protect original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium created by a human. The moment authorship becomes ambiguous is when we start to strain the creative system, everything that we have in place to protect a creator of artistic work. So, what happens when a song is generated by AI? If there's no meaningful human authorship, the work might not be protected at all based on the law that's in front of us. And what that means is that anyone could use it freely. And that in itself disrupts the entire economic model of music. That a body of work could be created and any and everybody could use it. And yet, AI tools are often guided by humans, humans who prompt, humans who edit, humans who select. So the legal system is right now trying to decide where human creativity ends and automation begins. I have a piece of music that I'm going to play in this show. I asked a friend just to pound on the piano, and I recorded his pounding on the piano. And then I uploaded it to Suno. Suno is AI platform for music and musicians. And 15 seconds is what he played. And from 15 seconds, there were a number of compositions I was able to create. Who owns that? He only played 15 seconds. He only pounded on a piano. There were people in the background so you could hear the noise from when I recorded it. We were not trying to create a composition. And yet, we were able to take those 15 seconds and create a composition. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you those 15 seconds, and then I'm going to show you a piece of the composition. Go. That's what he created. That's what we did. This is what that created. This composition plays for 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Is that creativity? Who created that composition? Should he be credited for the 15 seconds of nothingness? Because there was no real creativity in those playing. Other than, I shouldn't say there was no creativity. There was nothing that was structured from a song standpoint, and yet a song came out of it because of AI. This is going to be an interesting and enlightening conversation, because this is not the future we're talking about. This is now. My name is Jay King, and you're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. We'll be back. How was that, Mike?
Good, Jay. Got it. Thank you. Perfect.
You ready?
Okay. Yep. Second segment. 12
12
minutes.
minutes? Okay. You're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. My name is Jay King, and you just heard a composition that was created by AI from a guy who just kind of pounded on a piano, not in a studio, but just me taking my phone and recording him and uploading what he played to Suno, and then going to Suno and prompting it by saying, I want a hard bop song with Miles Davis on trumpet and Joe Henderson on saxophone. And I want it to be jazz. And I can play you 4 other compositions that Suno made from it, because I could continuously remix and change it as much as I wanted to. That is what AI is able to do. And it's one thing to do it with music, but perhaps no issue has sparked more outrage than voice replication. In 2023, an AI generated song came out online, and it convincingly mimicked the voice and style of a globally famous recording artist. The song spread very quickly on streaming platforms and social media. It reached millions of listeners before somebody took it down. The artist publicly stated that they had no involvement, no consent was given, and no compensation was offered. Now, what makes this so poignant is that your voice is your fingerprint. When AI can recreate your fingerprint without permission, it feels like identity theft, not inspiration. And artists have woken up to songs circulating online, sung in their voice, that they never recorded. And if you look back on history, artists have fought for decades to control our masters. Now, sooner than later, we're going to be fighting for control of our own selves, our own voices, our own fingerprints. And this is where copyright overlaps with the right of publicity law. Your voice, your image, your likeness, these are all legally protected in a lot of jurisdictions. The problem is that enforcement is lagging behind technology. And we have to deal with the central divide. We have to confront it in every way possible. We have to ask the question, is AI a collaborator or a competitor? AI doesn't wake up wanting to replace artists. It responds to incentives. If the market rewards speed and volume over originality, AI is going to dominate. Because AI is going to be faster and produce more than you and I ever could. But I don't know if it will be as original as you and I could ever be, because we are the essence, but that's just right now. We can't look at AI in just today's purview. We have to look at AI 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So from an industry perspective, there has to be concern. If AI can generate infinite music at a near zero cost, the value of individual songs is going to drop. But are you using AI as a tool, or are you using it as a creator? Tools don't kill creativity. Exploitation does. So the danger isn't AI as a standalone. The danger is that its ownership being stripped away from creators. As a creator, that AI can learn me and get better than me at being me, because it can learn faster and it can turn quicker. It can give more volume than I ever could. And that brings me to an even bigger question. Who gave AI consent? How did AI get consent to use me, my voice, my style? There have been multiple lawsuits filed by authors and visual artists and musicians who allege that their copyrighted work were ingested into an AI training data set without consent. And these people argue that their life's work became raw material for commercial systems that now compete with them directly. Because we don't have legislation in place right now to govern AI, to watermark our works that is put into AI platforms as raw material, so that we can get a piece of it when it churns something out. Now, most artists do not agree with this, but training data a lot of times includes copyrighted works that was scrapped from the internet. The legal argument that I'm talking about hangs on whether training constitute infringement or fair use. Artists will argue that if you learn from their work without permission, you're exploiting them. And so my argument would be this: if my music helped teach a machine to sound like me, don't I deserve a say? And don't I deserve compensation? Musicians already struggle as it relates to the streaming economy. So now AI adds a whole nother layer to that struggle. We have to talk about this as musicians. We have to talk about and be honest with how we are using AI. Are you using it as a tool to help you listen to your song in different genres and different styles, whether it's acoustic or if you have an R&B record and you want to make it pop or country or an instrumental, so that you can show it to an artist that you think would be great covering your song. In recent years, streaming platforms have quietly started to remove tens of thousands of tracks believed to be mass generated by AI. And these songs were uploaded to exploit algorithmic payouts, sometimes credited to fake artists with no real world presence. So we're entering an era of content saturation. We're entering a world where discoverability will become harder, where human artistry is at risk of being buried under some algorithmic abundance. Somebody who was just putting out music on top of music on top of music. And that is something that we have to be acutely aware of. When we come back, we're going to talk about what can be done about it. You're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. My name is Jay King. Is AI creating man versus machine?
Great. Got it. Thanks.
How many minutes?
Yeah, you can go 9 here if you'd like.
9. Okay. You ready?
Yep, absolutely. Ready.
It's the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Jay King. Major labels right now have started negotiating licensing agreements with AI companies. And the record companies are looking for compensation for the use of their catalogs in training models. And thank God for artists who are opting out entirely, saying, hey, you cannot use my voice, you cannot replicate my style, because a record company has to go to an artist and an artist has to sign off on that. So if you are signed to a record label or have been signed to a record label, they don't have the right to take part of your catalog and use it as a training model for AI companies. So if you hear your voice, if you hear something that sounds like one of your compositions, get to a lawyer immediately. Make it where they have to clear any labeling of AI generated works. Make it a consent based training model. Make sure that you have new licensing frameworks of what you want to get. Artists need a seat at the table. We need to make sure that when they start having these conversations, that we're at the table, understanding what's being discussed, how AI is being used, and what companies that control our voices, our likeness, our music, what they're saying and how they're representing us, not after the fact, now. And, you know, I'm from the 80s. My music came out in the mid 80s, 1986 is when my first record, Rumors, was released, and then Jealousy and Situation Number 9. And then 1987, Lean on Me, Why You Treat Me So Bad, and Heavy on My Mind. Then 1988, For the Love of Francis, Envious, and 1989, You Ain't No Friend of Mine, and so forth and so on. I continue to release music. But, you know, music iterates every 2 to 3 years, and it's a whole nother style, and you have to try to keep up with it. So every generation fears replacement. But when it comes to creativity, it has always been more than just what you're putting out. Creativity is it's struggle, it's context, it's history, it's emotion. And AI can imitate sound, but what it can't do is carry lived experience. So the question that sits in front of us is whether machines can make music. And the answer is yes, they can. The question is whether we allow technology to erase the value of the human story behind music. Because once creativity is disconnected from people, then ownership becomes meaningless. Ownership becomes unnecessary. Because what we're doing is we're taking the plasma, the blood, the heart, the spirit, the soul out of music. And all we're doing is letting machines eat at artistry. Because once AI artists overtake real creators, then AI generated performers will become more attractive than a, a guy like me who is going to get older every year, who's not going to be as young as he used to be. A group or a band or a woman who is a superstar won't look the same way 10 years from now, but an AI generated artist can be beautiful from the day you see her till the day they turn the lights out on her. Nothing changes. See, there will come a time where holograms will be the artist. You will watch hologram artists. They won't be real. And you would have eased into the hologram the same way you were eased into the AI created music. Some real world scenarios are going to face us in the next 3, 5, 10 years. Unauthorized AI voice cloning, where your voice will be cloned without authorization. It will have such a profound effect on us where your voice will be able to be replicated and somebody will be able to send a message using your voice that you didn't send and say things that you didn't say and create issues that you had nothing to do with. We are on the precipice of the machine outdoing the artist. You're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 15. We'll be right back.
Cool. Very cool. Got it. Thank you. We're about a minute. You're about a minute less than 9. If you want to go a little longer here, 4.5 and 4.5, you can.
4.5 and 4.5.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's
You want to play your version of "Will You Marry Me"?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll come back to that. We'll come
Okay,
back to
to the
that.
AI compare.
You gonna do it from there? Or you
No,
want me to
you
do
got
it?
it. You have it. You
Yeah, I
do
have
it.
it. Okay. So let me get it together. Hold on. You ready?
Yes, sir. I am. Anytime.
Okay. You're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. My name is Jay King, and this show is eye-opening for me because I know that we aren't paying attention to what's in front of us. And when I say we, I'm talking about me too. We have to pay attention to what's on display and what we are seeing in real time with machines. And this is why technology has to be legislated, and especially AI. We are too far behind the 8 ball. We need to catch up. Technology is moving faster than legislation, and we can't afford to let technology get any further in front of us than it already is. I'm going to play you a song. I'm going to play you the original song, and then I'm going to play you some AI versions of the song. This is an unreleased song that I'm releasing on my next album called Will You Marry Me? You are the love that I'm in, the words in my pen, the noun to my wind, my inspiration. You are the beat of my heart, the sweet to my tart, the pain of my art, my vision. Will you marry me? Will you be my queen? Apple of my eye.
Will you marry me? Will you be my queen till the day I die?
All right, so that is my Will You Marry Me? This is what AI did for me without a prompting. I wrote R&B, modern soul, bossa nova, cool jazz. That's what this is.
You are the love that I'm in, the words in my pen, the now to my when, my inspiration. You are the beat of my heart, the sweet to my tart, the pain of my art, my vision. Will you marry me? Will you be my queen? Apple of my eye. Will you marry me? Will you be my queen till the day I die?
Now, for me, as a songwriter, I would send that to Michael Bublé or an artist like that. So for me, it becomes a tool that I can use to take my songs and use them different stylings to present to different artists to cover my music, because at the heart of me is a songwriter. So how you use AI or misuse AI is going to be telling based on what kind of a musician you are. If you're a musician of integrity, I believe that you will know how to use AI to help you in your crafting of a song. While I was doing that, I actually remixed the song. I don't know what it's going to sound like. I'm going to play it for you guys right now, but it gave me 2 mixes. So I'm going to be listening to those mixes. When we come back, we're going to shut this thing down. But you're tuned in to 97.5. I'm sorry. You're tuned in to KBLA Talk 1580. It's the J. King Show. We'll be right back.
The now to my wind, my inspiration.
How many minutes I got, Mike?
That was good, Jay. Checking. You have up 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Let me see. Let me find something real. You ready?
Yes, sir. Anytime.
I want your love.
You're tuned in to KBLA Talk 1580. It's the J. King Show. This is a composition I did that a friend of mine redid. And this is his version of the song that's on my current album, Soulful Bossa Nova, I Want Your Love.
Open up, receive. I want your love.
This is what AI did to this song. AI is a tool. And if you use it right, as a songwriter, you can present your song to different artists and different genres. You can even take some of the things that you record that on Suno, because this is an original recording, I'm able to take this recording and take the stems from it and recreate it and put a whole nother voice on it, or take any parts that I want. So I'm not saying be afraid of, run from, or don't use AI. What I'm saying is use it for what it is, a tool, not a crutch for you to lean on and steal from, a tool for you to grow from. My name is Jay King, and you've been tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. I'll see you next time.
Things will be better. Give your love to me. I know it's hard, baby, just trust you. Don't have to fight me all the time. If you can get out your own way and give your love to me. Want you love.
I use Suno, S-U-N-O.
Open up, receive, want you love.
I want it, baby. Which Terry? Terry who?
Open up, receive.
Oh, Terry. Hey, Terry, I'm glad you tuned in, man. So, Terry, the way you'll use it as an instrumentalist, you can literally just play parts. And you can take the parts that you play, like you can play ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da, 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 and you can record that, and you can say, put this kind of track around it, and you can literally find your groove, what it is, and start to build from there. So you know, if you don't have a lot of musicians, you can literally take a voice. You can take your voice and you can sing a melody. Let me see if I can find. I did. Okay. Please be my wife, be my friend, be my lover till the end of my life. Please be my wife. So I did that, right? And this is what it did. I just wanted to see what it would do with music if I made, so I made it.
till the end of my life. Please be my wife. Please be my wife. So you can you can literally do anything with it. I did a reworking of a rumors. So this is I'm on Kings in the Morning. So you hear Snitchy Smurf, you hear her voice, you hear Fred, you hear everybody. No, I'm using my phone. I use my phone. I'm getting ready to get a computer to do it because I do everything from my phone and then I put it on my iPad. But good morning, Willie's in. So you hear all that talking, just me, because I'm putting my phone down and I'm getting ready to sing a melody that just came to my head. So the melody just came to my head. And so watch what I do and then watch what I do with after. They won't stop lying, tell the truth. Everybody out here thinking about what to do. They're out here saying what is real. Y'all be captain after that you want to feel. But no, when you got your distance back, so all the rumors and all the lies and all the people out here saying what they find. Look at all these rumors, look at all these lies, look at all these people. So that's what, and then this is what it did with that. So then it gave me this. Yes, it will create the lyrics if you give them, it will create, it won't create lyrics if you give them a theme. You got to type the lyrics in and then it'll do the lyric for you. So I have different versions of it. And so look at long list. Shut up, Steve. Shut up. Good morning, Willie Dan. Oh, you got to go. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Another one. I like this question. That's why I'm asking. I'm not gonna have to do it. They won't stop lying. Tell the truth. Everybody out here thinking about what to do. They out here saying what is real. They out there capping up to touching what they feel. Pay attention, I don't know. When you got to get up to the top, so all the rumors and all the lies and all the people out here saying what they find. Look at all these feelings, look at all these lies, look at all these people that's in mind. You can't tell me that's what I like.
So it's amazing. So as a songwriter, what it does for me is it really gives me the opportunity just to hear other ways to listen to it, to redo the song. So what I wouldn't do though is I wouldn't use any of the AI tracks, because I think from a resonant standpoint, they're just too linear for me. Like, you know, if I put if I used it, I think against a real instrument, you could hear the difference. I think the recording is very is very truncated. And so when I hear AI recordings, when I hear AI artists, I think that's one of the issues. Do you know who was the man behind the AI curtain? Are you comfortable giving them and copywritten content? They're so you're not giving them content, Mike, when you on your platform. So when you use Suno, it's your platform. You have to sign something that says that what you're putting on there is your original content. So they have no jurisdiction over your content. It's all yours. They're all your files. So I'm not worried about that. So I don't know who's, you know, there's nobody behind the curtain, because you are the curtain. So if you infringe on somebody's copyright, if you're taking somebody's recording and you're re-recording it like it's yours using Suno, you indemnify them. Somebody can come after you. So, you know, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And I feel like, you know, we are I think we're in a space where we're going to have to work on the honor system. And I think real musicians will know, and I think the people will eventually know, because they'll hear the real recording. And even if you listen to my song "Will You Marry Me" versus what they did, you can hear how much bigger my recording was in there, because it's not as truncated. I think it's very smashed down a lot, very compressed, in my opinion. All right, we good, Mike?
Yes, thank you, Jay.
Hey, Mike, when are you going to the game? What game are you going to?
It's in March.
Oh, okay.
13th.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. I put it on the calendar.
So, Mike, you think it's a good tool?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a good tool. I think that it should be identified. This is an AI recording.
Mm-hmm. I think every AI recording should be, just like on cigarettes, how they have, you know, that is not good for you. I think they should say on every AI recording, this is an AI generated recording.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, we talked about it before the show started. I think there's a difference between giving them a full song and redoing it, your full song, as opposed to giving them, 2 bars or 4 bars and creating 5 minutes out of it.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
I can hum something and make something up.
And believe it or not, Mike, you could hum something, make something up, and what you hum and make up becomes yours. And that's where we got to figure.
But you have to license it, right? You have to copyright and license.
No, it's yours. You created it. Yeah. It got a timestamp on it from the day you created it. That's why we got to have regulation.
Sonos, is that what you're saying?
Huh?
Is it Sonos?
Yeah. Because it dates it.
And if somebody comes along, you can say, "Hey, back in
like a poor man's patent."
Yeah, I mean, it's not a patent; it's a copyright.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's a good tool. If you need somebody to work, if you need a jazz, a drum line, or if you need some kind of tweaking, you need accompaniment, that's good.
Yeah.
But it should be original content, I think. And then honesty.
Well, I think that's what, yeah. So I think when you know that you did well, somebody's going to end up, somebody's going to be made an example of, because somebody is going to steal. So I had a guy who sent me a song, him and his manager, and they said, we wanted this song, we wanted to buy it. The company didn't want to sell it to us because they sold it to somebody else. And so we made an original. We made a copy from what they did, but we think ours is original, and they shouldn't have any rights. Can we play it for you? And they sent it to me, and I listened to the first song, which was the song that they took from. I listened to about 30 seconds of that song. I listened to about 3 seconds of their song, and I said, "This is that song." And they said, "How can you tell?" Yeah, because I said, "Listen, the movement is already there." And so they thought because they made the instruments prettier, or because they had a guitar where there was no guitar, that made a difference. A movement is a movement. The way a song moves, or the arrangement of it. And the only way you can rewrite a song, if you wrote the lyric and melody, is if you sang to a whole nother track. Because the musical composition, no matter how you make it, is still that composition, no matter what you do around it. So, and that's what they had to learn. So people are going to learn about copyright law. All right.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Mike,
right,
thank you.
Jake.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, I'll post it. Podcast within 24 hours.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. All right, talk to you soon.
All right, I end it here.